so I didn't take too many.
Still have all your fingers, all your toes, none of them black like it was on the news.
That's horrible.
Talk about freaking me out.
I can't really feel my
What are you
big
sitting
toes.
here?
You can't?
No,
Still-
but that's just from
I want you to meet
skiing
my
all
son.
around. That's not just from last weekend.
This is my son David.
We decided to surprise my dad. He showed up here.
They just
an hour
surprised
ago.
me a little while ago. I was just
What's your name?
David.
David, yes. I think I
Called,
figured that out.
called him on the cell and he thought I was home from DC and then 10 minutes later I walked in. And
Oh,
shocked.
cool.
He
surprised
The
you.
hair stood up my arm and scared me there. I said, oh my God.
Well, we thought I'd walk in first because he'd be less likely to like
fall
recognize me.
over.
Well, less likely to recognize me immediately. There'd be like that little bit
Oh,
of
you had your
cognitive
hood up.
dissonance. Of, yeah, it was on
Well,
purpose.
And I was over in the back room and came out, but
Wow.
Yeah, he's a
Well,
little
this is
freaked
a
out.
pretty momentous occasion.
Yeah.
Occasion here, you
Yeah.
know, you're getting down to the last day of,
To the wire.
they're down to the wire.
Who would have
Yeah,
thought
incredible.
you'd be able to make it out of DC after all the snow? You got more snow than we do.
I know.
yeah, that's
Five
scary.
inches.
So 45 years. We got this store for 45 years.
Here.
Yeah.
1966. He, like he said, this is what
That's
his
the year I was
wife's,
born.
his wife's out back. That's his wife out back
Uh-huh.
having her hair colored. And he said, "Wait a minute, you guys can't stop. This is the only place I've been coming to."
I know, my
We
wife,
talked-
my wife started working across the street at Edmonds Middle School. She's the one who started coming here, and then we started, the whole family started coming. And I was telling Peter last week, I won't have a reason to come down to downtown Burlington anymore.
Oh my
You've got a
God.
teenage son that skis.
Yeah, I know. But this, we always knew you don't have to plan to come down. Not that it's a big plan, but to have to
Yeah,
come down to
yeah.
Burlington. But you always know you'd be going down once every 2 or 3 months because we always get our haircuts
Yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you live?
Milton, right up the interstate, so not too far.
So that's kind of your excuse to come downtown. We'll get
Yeah.
our haircut. We'll walk around.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
It's
Grab
some
a
excuse to
couple
come
things.
down.
Spend some
Yeah.
money at
No,
ski rack.
I can't say that every time it's been the most convenient place to come, but we've grown to love it. To come to get our haircut. It's very
Carter
impressive.
now
We'll
Play
be
guitar
here.
too, right?
Shot his first couple of deer
Kinda.
this
Wow.
year. He took his.
Carter plays guitar a little bit too.
Great.
Him and Alex could get along fine.
Yeah, my son plays guitar too.
Yeah, these, you know,
How old is Carter now?
Peter and Debbie have seen the kids
Carter,
grow
how
up.
old are you now?
14.
14.
I think he was a bump in his mom's belly. I knew him before he was.
Yeah,
he knew
yeah,
himself.
definitely.
He knew him before he knew
Probably,
himself.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, and Abby's a little upset she's not here today.
Yeah, I know. We left her home. I mean, she could jump in the car with us and just come
She all
down
right
right
with
on
the rights?
I got my
Oh,
haircut.
no, please, thanks.
for the last time here last Friday. Carter was supposed to be here, but what happened?
I was skiing.
Oh, you were skiing. That's right.
That was Thursday, wasn't it?
Did you take the bus?
Take a bus to skiing?
Yeah, from your
No.
school.
No, this was he got done with midterms on Thursday, so he hooked a ride with somebody. There's a bunch of them were going on.
That's great. What school do you go to?
Milton.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
He's a freshman. That's pretty much what we do all winter
Were
skis.
you doing
Yeah,
some
that's
slalom
great.
skiing?
You a big
Or were
skier
doing
too?
Snowboarding or skiing?
When I was racing,
When I moved to
it was
Vermont,
on a ski
I got back into it.
Mm-hmm.
the
So fun.
jumps
Yeah,
and
it is.
arms and a rollers.
You know,
All, you like do 4 at once.
I moved to Vermont.
Knees okay?
My wife and I moved to Vermont.
And you
I
think they're a lot
worked
worse
at
than
IBM when I was
that
down
for
in
me.
down in Hudson Valley to this fish kill plant, which is
Right.
sort of the sister plant to this plant up here. And we transferred up here in '93, and we lived in South Burlington for a year before we bought the house in Middleton. And Carter was born in '96.
Oh, you're all right.
But-
You can sit
No,
on
you're-
this.
Oh my gosh! Look at that.
He said, I bet my husband doesn't even know I'm here.
They're all looking at me. He can't stand the smell.
Nasty,
Oh,
I
the
know.
smell.
Look at that. That goop. Anyway.
She'll be
He
gorgeous.
worked at IBM.
I'll be
Here.
fine in
Did
the
he?
end.
Yeah.
Here? No, not here.
Oh, school.
Did you work here?
I mean, I worked over the summer when I was an electrical engineer.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
He's looking
Yeah,
intern.
I joke almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I also
Spanish
then I went to
background.
work for IBM Federal Systems Division in Owego.
Yeah.
So that's not really
Oh, we
IBM,
go. Yeah.
but it was IBM.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was now it's Lockheed Martin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, but yeah, It's really
Oh, yeah,
cool.
still be
Good thing
long.
about IBM is
It'll still be long.
being around like some
It's
super
like
smart
junior long.
Oh, yeah.
science, rocket
Oh,
science.
yeah.
And that I missed when I moved down to DC and
What do
until I
you
got
do?
back
The weight
to
of it
Nashville.
isn't
What are you
big
doing in
enough
DC?
You feel
Well,
the whisk.
when I moved down,
Feels like you've
I
got
was, you know, you end up, everyone ends up doing federal
Yeah,
government
yeah, right.
contracting.
Yeah, I've
So,
got
Whatever you
relatives
say,
there,
right?
that's,
yeah, I mean, I ended
Sounds
up
good.
owning a company with two other guys, and we did federal government contracting. We helped the federal government get into e-learning, distance learning
I was thinking,
technology.
boy, we
So
should have
we
brought
go
Abby
through
when
the
we went to dinner. I was just
acquisition,
thinking that.
engineering,
Brought
design,
Abby, we could
content
go to
development,
Well,
about
send a
filtered
cab
out
for
about
her.
100 employees and then sold it.
Send a cab.
great.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's been interesting, and now I'm just doing some consulting
I
with one
think
of the
every
big programs.
girl's dream about her age is to have a
So,
limo drive
And
up
then I'm
and pick
doing
you
some
up.
stuff with solar,
Do you think?
trying to sell
Not
some
Abby.
solar,
Justin Bieber in the back seat or something, you know?
so.
Is she a
That
Justin
would be
Bieber
Abby.
fan?
How
Yeah,
old is
my-
Abby?
No, she's
My
not.
uncle works for
Abby
the FDA,
is-
he's a
Abby would not get in.
12.
She
She'll
would
be
not
15
get in.
Okay.
He'll be 15 at
And,
Love that.
Abby
works for
me out.
Aspen Systems, who does
I think
a
I go get
bunch
mine
of
before I
government
Yeah,
contract work.
Aspen.
You've heard of them, I'm sure. Yeah, and she does,
Yeah, I don't think Abby
proposals,
will.
proposals. for,
Abby got her hair
develop
curly for the
government
past 2 days.
That's
I
tough,
bought
because of
these.
the crunch time,
Remember
it's
you
a
told me
deadline.
those Sally's
my
Beauty?
God.
was it
I've-
Sally's
I
or
have
something?
some
They had these
some
like,
minor experience
it's like
in that
spirals
because
of
we've
things.
got
You
a
got different
government
color ones.
contract with the
And
plant
and
now.
you
We've
pull a
got
needle
take
through
or
the
pay
thing. I don't even know what it was.
take
She's done it
and-
herself.
take
So
or
2 mornings in a
pay,
row, she's been so excited. Just look at it.
contracts with a secure room and
And
they
we're
lasted
held
the whole
chips
day.
for, it's a
Did
10-year
she
DoD
sleep with them?
contract.
Yeah, she
so-
slept with
And
them.
I'm in the facility
She
site
goes to
operations
bed with the
organization
amp
and we
there?
expanded their area.
Well, she put
The
them in, they
secure
were
room,
damp, and
so
she
I
kind
had
of
to
dried
be-
them while
I
they were
had to
on there,
put
and then
together
went to
the
bed, so they were
price
still a
and-
little wet,
and
but
Format
She's so
it the way it
excited.
had to
She's
go
like,
into the
she's
Yeah,
wall.
all
It
the
was
colors so
incredible.
straight.
It was like,
Structure.
it was, and I
now
was
I know what it'll be like
on
to
the
learn those
phone.
big higher
Allowable
steps.
cost.
Exactly, yeah. I was on the phone with the people, the IBMers who were putting together a proposal for the government, and, you know, the proposal was new chips, the expansion of the
I think I
room,
probably put 'em in the
more
album out
equipment,
back.
you know, and,
I have a picture of them.
I was on the phone with the guys putting together the
But don't waste
proposal
your time
for
trying
all
to
hours
search
of
for 'em,
one
because,
night, you know, sort of the cram session
You
before I had to
probably
go
won't find
into,
them.
you know, so, it was, I got a little, insight into what it's like to do government work.
Yeah, a lot more, very specific. Once you figure it out, it's fine.
What?
Right,
Going
when,
to
Initially, it's fine.
yeah, I know, what do you
Yeah,
want?
break
Just
coming
like,
up,
like
February.
February break?
February break.
You sort of get some insight to
Just
how
go
our
to the
government
mountains.
makes it work still, you
Yeah,
know.
everything's
Yeah, I'll
very
probably ski
specific.
every day.
I'll be
Exactly.
the taxi.
Mm-hmm, that's
I
okay.
skied every day on Christmas vacation,
Just smokes or
except for
what?
Christmas.
Yeah, I was saying, like, he was born in '96, so
Just
between
mine,
'93 and '96, I bought a new pair of skis, new boots, and started skiing again. Because I didn't really start skiing. I grew up in Central New York. I didn't start skiing until I was a junior in high school. So I skied in college and skied in high school, skied in college, and then went to.
Carter raced last
You know-
weekend and got first place. But wait, I gotta tell you the rest of it. There's nobody else racing in his category, but he
He didn't have anybody in the age group.
went down the but when you went down the hill, you raced the other 2 people you passed. I mean, you beat. So
He wanted to
laughing.
ski.
Great.
Nice.
So when he was
I
born,
printed it out.
but
You guys
when he was
go online
born,
and you can
I
get the
pretty much didn't
scores.
ski for a couple of years.
Yeah,
I was home with a
funny how
baby.
that is.
Yeah, right. Funny how that- Since Molly doesn't ski, it wasn't like I was gonna like leave her home with a baby and go skiing all the time. So I pretty much
Is that a bad thing to do?
took
Ah,
3 or 4 years off skiing, but then when he was like 5 or 6, I started bringing him,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like 4 when I started.
something like that. But he really took off with it. So now
Well,
we
and
belong
last
to the
year's
ski
award-
club up
What?
at the hill.
So
and-
is it, where do you go, Smuggler?
yeah, Smug.
Yeah, that's
and we
nice.
belong to
And
the
his
Smugglers
award
Night
last
Ski
year.
Club,
Mad
which
Dog
is
Award,
mostly a
that's right.
racing club,
Mad Dog
but
Award?
he is pretty much a free ride skier. He doesn't do any alpine racing. But this year he's starting to do skier cross.
Give me a hard time.
It's sanctioned by
I'm doing
the
this.
Snowboarding Association.
Poor Carter.
What?
You,
Well,
in,
I
the
get
snowboarding
missed
association,
it
you
every
can
10
enter their
seconds.
events as a skier and do slope style, half pipe, or skier cross, which is border cross skier. You see it on the Olympics.
Son.
Skier,
Alex, the
if you watch the Winter Olympics the
Carter,
last 2
same
times,
everything.
they have skier
Yeah.
crosses when they race down the hill together and they have bank
Oh,
like
turns,
changes.
jumps,
Oh,
and all that
yeah.
stuff. Sort of like
Even
Chinese
my son didn't
downhill.
like changes. He come home from UVM in college and he
Alex.
That's what we do during the winter. You guys have had plenty of snow down
Oh, he
in DC
hates
the last
change.
2 years.
Doesn't he does
He does.
really?
You don't know what to do with it down there.
Last year was really unbelievable, Snowmageddon.
Yeah, I know. My aunt and uncle
5
called me and said,
in 2
"Okay,
weeks.
we've had enough." The first time was good, but
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved
There's
every
a-
moment of the
I
snow
was
we had
out on the
last
roof,
year.
making sure the roof wouldn't collapse.
Yeah,
with trouble and
exactly.
stuff.
I want a snowstorm. We had a
He just
snowstorm
got
this
he
year,
just
yeah.
got solar panels all over his roof. He was
well, he
telling
says
you.
he's in sort of in the solar
Yeah.
business too.
Yeah.
I was just seeing there's a lot of solar panels popping up. There's a big one that just went up on 108 going up to the hill,
It's,
right next to somebody's farmhouse. Big
Really?
one.
Pomelo, I think. With there's a new big, huge contract that just made the national news that Pomelo is involved
Really?
in Vermont.
Yeah. But this big solar panel I saw go up was right next to somebody's house. It was just a private
Yeah.
guy. I mean, the stanchion on the damn thing, it's probably the size, 3/4 of the size of this wall from here. It's a big panel.
No, it's bigger than that.
It's a bit, it's a,
I have
yeah, it probably
16
is taller.
panels, and it's
The roof mounted.
it's on two different roofs because there were some complications with the historic society.
Yeah.
But
Jeez,
it's
surprise,
3.7
surprise.
kilowatts.
They got those at Burlington too, the historical society.
Yeah.
How much? How many
It's
kilowatts?
3.7 kilowatts, and basically that's going to be 1/2 of my power usage for the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Hey, I just sold my S-Rex. Remember I told you I was waiting 350?
You
All of a
did?
sudden I got a call yesterday, and the guy said, "You still got those for sale?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay."
That's
Well,
you.
I mean, I shouldn't say I just sold them, but he said I've got a buyer. I think I've got a buyer.
Start shampooing.
Really?